name is Tulu Anmansuro. I'm from 7 PBI 2. In this video, I want to briefly explain about my understanding to materials about novel and drama and my result of an analysis of study about novel. The first, about novel. Novel is essentially derived from the Latin word novella, N-O-V-I-L-A, which is used to describe a fictional work of prose and almost written in a narrative manner, and it gives a realistic image of credible characters and also credible events. There are 6 types of novel and some elements of it. 6 types of novel are: the first is autobiographical novel, and the second is epistolary novel, and the third is social realism novel, and the fourth is historical novel, the fifth is novel of manners, and the last is mystery novel. And then some elements of novel consist of: the first is setting, and then plot, theme, and the last is characters. The next is drama. Drama is a character's words and sounds and action that are represented. Although some dramas take the form of poetry, and all plays must be performed or acted by characters on stage or in a movie or on radio, on television or in the open air, and etc. And there are some elements in drama such as novel. Those elements are plot and characters, conflict, irony, theme of idea, climax, and the last is music and spectacle. The next is my analysis of the study of novel from Rahmanina Melati, Heima 2021. The title of the study is An Analysis of the Educational Values in Terelius Hujan Novel as Literary Teaching Materials in High School. Firstly, I want to analyze the title. The title has a short title and it is informative. It doesn't use any overly common abbreviation and is right on target with the topic discussed. And then in the title, the main idea is written firstly and followed by its explanation. As we can see, the main idea is an analysis, and the explanation of an analysis is educational values in Terelius Hujan Novel as literary teaching materials in high school. And the next is the introduction. In the introduction, the authors highlighted the key elements, including the literature use, the background of the study, and etc. The authors start by explaining the research context. It was mentioned that students might use novel as one of the literary works to help students build their character through the portrayal of human misery or struggle or affection or hearted, as in Hujan. It also aims to educate the reader, and then the authors were interested in conducting a study of the educational values in Terelius novel Hujan because based on them, the literary learning in schools was not fulfilling the aims in accordance with standards contents indicator, and it was also confined to intrinsic elements analysis. And the second, in the introduction, it described the purpose of the research. The purpose of this research is to gain a deep understanding of the educational values in Terelius Hujan, and finally, the writers discuss the literature that was used, where the study used 6 different types of literature in the form of some studies. And then the methodology. The methodology sections generally follow the guidelines for an article. I think the authors in this section, the authors began the method section by outlining the method used during the study. Terelia's Hujan novel is the subject of the study, and then it employs a qualitative methodology, and the educational values of the novel are the object of the study. And in order to gather data, the documentation method was used by authors. And then the data was then subjected to descriptive qualitative analysis. And in the findings and discussion section, it obtained with proper data supported. And the research finding and the discussion consists of a description of the data analysis, and however, the authors only explain the findings of their own research, and they didn't link it to earlier studies or studies before. And from this section, it known that there are three aspects of educational values from Terelia's novel Hujan. Those are social education values and cultural education values and suitable criteria for senior high school literature learning materials. And overall, this section is clear, but there is no explanation about the connection between the study with previous studies from the authors. So there is no the link between the study with the study before. And the last is in the conclusion section. The conclusion section consists of one paragraph and explain about the summary and restatement of the main findings. Based on the findings and discussion, it is possible to draw the conclusion that this novel, Hujan, is about the struggle of life based on the facts and discussion. And then in high school, Hujan by Terelie can take the place of other literary works, but the literary researchers and also the teaching technique must be effective if teachers are to provide their students with an interesting and delightful learning, and, and it will be the experience for them. And the result of this study are supposed to act as a guide for future scholars who would look at literary works through the prism of the extrinsic aspect. I think from my analysis, overall this section was clear and readers could find the conclusion of the study without any difficulty. So far from the analysis, from my analysis, the study is clear. So the study is clear and it consists of important elements of an article. The explanation is informative and also complete. And then the important thing is it shows the result of the analysis clearly. So the language used is very good, easy to understand. And in addition, the sentence used were simple, concise, clear, and the meaning of each paragraph was easy to understand. So overall, it will be better if there is suggestion for future research and point out those that are underway. So that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.